Are you looking to get better handling out of your front wheel drive Maverick without sacrificing the ride? The absolute first mod you should make that's going to make a world of a difference is our Steeda adjustable rear sway bar. So underneath this Maverick, and as you can see, the rear suspension is very different. We've basically got a twist beam rear suspension. It only has 2 lower mounts and then the shock mounts. There's no good way to control roll. Now the factory does have a torsion bar installed here, but you can't remove it. So we can't increase the rate to try to make the vehicle corner flat. Now there's some other options on the market for these, but all you're doing is stiffening up this. You're not actually controlling body roll. That's what we're accomplishing here. It's something we did way back in the day with the Ford Focus. So this is a complete adjustable rear sway bar kit with greasable adjustable end links. The beauty of this is it connects directly to the body. You've got factory threaded holes back here that we bolt on our end link mounting brackets to, and then our brackets back here to attach to the factory twist beam. What this does is it tries to keep the twist beam and the chassis connected. It's really the only thing keeping them, because you want to try to keep them parallel. Now obviously with the weight of the vehicle and the momentum going into a corner, one's going to move more than the other, but this is an excellent way and the absolute best way for controlling the body roll in these Ford Mavericks. Now about the Steeda kit, we start with 1-inch solid steel, and we're gonna CNC bend that and weld on stamped steel ends. Now those ends have 3 holes in them. That gives you 3 different levels of stiffness. We always tell people, start with the middle hole. If you want less body roll, you go to the stiffer one. If you want a little more body roll, then you can go to the softer one. It has rates of 110, 130, and 150 pounds. Now, the end links, they are greasable. And as you can see, the construction here, that's all gold zinc plated sway bar mounts and brackets. We give you urethane bushings with the sticky grease to give you a nice, quiet operation. Now, this is something that we've actually been testing for almost a year, but we wanted to make fine revisions in it to make sure we're giving you the absolute best kit possible. You know, the Maverick's a little bit different of a market. When we first came out with a rear sway bar, it was like the Mustang. It was a tubular DOM steel. But the problem is, a lot of the Maverick customers like to go off-roading. The only time Mustangs go off-roading is leaving cars and coffee. So we wanted to go with a more robust bar, and that's why we switched our current Maverick bar to a solid design, as well as this right here. On the back side of these mounting brackets, to ensure a quiet operation, we do give you some strips of neoprene. It's got an adhesive pad on the one side. What that's gonna do is help prevent these from moving on that twist beam and give you a quiet ride. Now, one of the best benefits, and we talked about the body roll, it reduces the body roll, but the best thing about this is if you're towing with your Ford Maverick. These trucks have a surprisingly high payload where they can tow quite a bit of weight. What this does, similar to our rear sway bars that we make for the Explorer and the F-150, they give you a lot more stability when you're towing. So let's say you're just driving around town, you could run it on the soft setting or the medium setting. But you're gonna take the boat down to the lake this weekend, you want some more stability. You're going up to the mountains. You could simply unbolt this, go to the stiffer setting, and you really get a lot more confidence when towing. And the other thing, 100% made in the United States. We make these right here in Valdosta, Georgia, and the installation is pretty simple. Given the fact that it's a pickup truck, you simply can slide under the back. So let's show you how simple it is to bolt on this rear sway bar kit by Steeda. Here are the tools required to install the Steeda Maverick rear sway bar. Start by applying red Loctite to the shorter hex head bolt. Install with the angled bracket into the thread hole in the frame. Repeat this on the passenger side. Make sure the bracket is angled with the flat face towards the rear as shown. Go ahead and torque these to 75 foot-pounds. Use red Loctite on the end link stud, then install it with the stud facing towards the outside of the vehicle. An 8mm wrench or socket can keep the stud in place while you tighten the nut with an 18mm wrench. Use the included grease in each sway bar bushing. You can use half the pack for each bushing. Gloves are recommended as this grease is very sticky. Install each bushing on the outside of the sway bar stops. Go ahead and apply red Loctite to the other end of the end link studs. Now, get the sway bar brackets on and maneuver the bar into position above the exhaust where it can rest. Get the end link on each side installed. We recommend starting on the middle hole. That way you can always go softer or stiffer if you decide. The softer hole is towards the end of the bar or the rear of the vehicle. Go ahead and get the nut on to secure it in place and tighten each side down. Cut 6-inch strips of the neoprene isolator and stick it to the inside of the larger bracket as shown. Grab the Allen head bolts and 2 of the spacers and install them as shown here. Each bracket has 2 holes that will face up, with the inside hole being used to match the respective angle of the twist beam in the vehicle. The bracket will then sandwich from the front facing the back. Get the flat bracket in between the twist beam and the sway bar bracket. Then the sway bar can be put up and into place. Grab a washer and a nylock nut to secure everything together. Go ahead and repeat this process on the other side. These brackets should be roughly 14.5 inches apart. You want to make sure these are centered before tightening, but the sway bar stops should locate them in place. Go ahead and torque the Allen head bolts to 60 foot-pounds. You can now use an 18mm strut nut socket to torque the end links to 76 foot-pounds. If you find the end links are not lined up properly, you can use a 19mm wrench to break the jam nuts loose and correct the angles of the end links. Just rotate them into place. Then you can tighten the jam nuts back down. You can use an 18mm wrench on the adjuster to help you do this. Now, after 100 miles of driving, make sure neither of the brackets have shifted and torque everything down one more time. After that, your installation is complete. Now, this has been installed on a local Maverick for a few weeks, so let's go on out and see what he thinks about it. So we got Dylan here. He came by with his 2024, right?
Yep.
Maverick with the twist beam rear suspension. So a week or two ago, we had put in a prototype rear sway bar assembly, and we've been driving for the last, like I said, about a week and a half.
Week and a half, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, the Maverick it's one of those interesting markets. So when Ford got rid of the Fusion and kind of brought out the Maverick, it made sense to look at strut tower brace and lowering springs and a rear sway bar. So then when this particular rear suspension came out, nobody really had anything. So we gave us the truck for a little bit. We went ahead and threw on the rear sway bar, and could you tell the difference?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It definitely stays a lot more planted to the ground. You don't get a lot of that body roll, especially coming around a lot of these tight corners here.
Yeah.
Especially on a lot of back roads. Like earlier this past weekend, I went over to Waycross to go visit some family, and the road going into the state park over there has got a nice windy road. Having some fun on a nice back road like that, you can definitely tell the difference with that sway bar installed for sure.
Well, I know we made a couple prototypes out of different material thicknesses for your vehicle when we had it a week or two ago, and when we put it on there, I was absolutely blown away by the difference.
Absolutely.
The reduction in body roll, like you said, you nailed it, how planted it felt. It's a really cool design. We looked at other concepts out there for other vehicles that have a similar rear suspension, and nobody was doing it the right way.
Yeah.
They were literally adding another bar in there to try to keep the assembly from twisting. Well, we took a different approach to it, and we directly bolted the rear sway bar to this twist beam rear suspension.
Right.
And then we attached it to the body, to the actual chassis of the vehicle with some adjustable end links. So we're really trying to keep the two of them parallel to each other, which is going to make it handle a lot better, corner a lot flatter, and it's really cool. It's unique. It's just for this Maverick, and it's something we're really excited to be adding to the product line, because I think it's going to do really, really well.
I very much agree.
Well, we appreciate everything, and thanks for allowing us to use your vehicle and get free parts. That's never a bad thing, right?
Never can complain about that.
And if anybody's got a hybrid 2025 that's in the South Georgia area, please hit us up at Steeda.com, because we want to work on some other products for those hybrid models out there. So remember, hit like, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Steeda products that are all proudly made right here in America. Why? Because Steeda's, where speed
matters.